Morning. What's happening?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm alright, thanks.
Oh, good. Good. You might notice something a little different this morning.
What have you done?
I'm having to use the AirPods. I'm not on brand with the Bose headphones. I've left them in the other room. And as you can actually probably hear right now, Yasmin's doing a class, and they're on the other side of where I need to be. And I can't parkour through the house
I know that
to
feeling.
get there.
I know that.
So yeah, I'm on the old AirPods today.
Well, there you go. I mean, what's the point of this episode? We might as well just stop here.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I said to Pamela, right, I'm ready to record this episode of the podcast. And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
And right behind me in this freaking upstairs office is a boiler. Right? It's great.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a real great setup. And up until this point, there's been this like daily battle where we have like our heating's all done through Nest. So we have the boiler up here with a Nest thermostat and a Nest camera, and it all operates from the app. But for some reason, my app keeps logging me out. So like every time I go to use it, I'm like, I'm logged out again. And then I type in the password, I'm like, nope, it won't let me out. And then it's like, forgot password, it's all linked to Pamela's account, and then I have to go to her. It's like, do you know when something should be like, it's there for convenience, but every time you use it,
so it's almost,
just makes your life more difficult.
Like you don't have a smart home. It's incredibly dumb.
The opposite of. Here, a bit of ASMR for you here. Pouring some coffee from my Kalida. Can you hear that?
Oh, let me listen. Are you sure you're pouring coffee and not doing something else?
No, it's definitely coffee. I've been drinking out of the espresso machine, and I just thought I fancy just a little pour over something.
You've been drinking out of the espresso machine. You've just been like putting your face under it.
Like you would with a soft serve machine. I've just been having a lot of espresso, so I thought I'll have a little pour over today. But
Why
anyway,
not?
boiler behind me. The problem is, every time the heating comes on, the boiler kicks in, and I'm just like, so every episode has started with me just before I hit record screaming, "Will you turn the boiler off?" And she's like, "Oh my god, turn it off on the app." And I'm like, "The app's not logged in." So today I was like, right, I'm going to do this. Can everyone just be slightly quieter than they usually are? And she was like, yeah, of course. And then as I sat down, starts running the hot water, boiler kicks in.
Of course.
I'm like, ah!
So Dylan's left the room, turn all the heating on and get in that shower.
Yeah. You know what it's just like? It's like middle of the day and the heating comes on. Like, why does the heating come on? I was like, I don't know. Like, right, okay.
Does yours not set to like, because ours, well, I mean, it's one of those things where you twist it, and if once the heating's on, but it has to be below 19 degrees before it will actually kick in to be on. Yeah. Does yours not work like that? So in summer you just turn it down to like 16 or 12. Yeah. So it just never comes on, but you can leave it on just in case there's an ice storm in the middle of June.
Thermostat is the word you're looking for there. Yes, ours runs on a thermostat, but somebody, not me, keeps turning the thermostat up.
Oh well, this is the age-old problem, isn't it? Have you seen that film? I think it's Daddy's Home with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. But the sequel, where it's got Mel Gibson and I think John Lithgow
I think
as the
that's
dads.
Daddy's Home 2, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think it is.
Name.
It's the one where
Great
you're in the log cabin.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. It's like they put a lot
is
of
that the one
thought into that.
when Mel Gibson comes out of the airport and like some like insane rock song plays and he's like cooler than Wahlberg and the two of them are just like shit. Yeah.
Well, I think Mel Gibson is cooler than Wahlberg, to be fair.
Well, he was in Waterworld, so hard.
And Mad Max.
Hard.
No, he
he's
wasn't.
not. Who was it? What was his?
It's Kevin Costner.
He's Mad Max. That's
he was
right.
in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
Is that?
And Mad Max. Braveheart.
There you go. It's funny. I just always haze those two together.
Is it too close to home?
No, I like Braveheart. It's a great movie.
Well, what didn't you like?
I know. I was
like
more going at me getting Mel Gibson wrong for being in that because him and Kevin Costner are just two people I just blend in together. They're from the same generation, aren't they?
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was close that Mel Gibson could have been Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Wow. Yes. Yeah.
It's kind of the same as Braveheart, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Tighter pants.
Yeah. The tighter, greener pants. So, here's something funny. Yasmin and I had an argument this morning.
Okay.
Because this is ridiculous. How ridiculous is this? It was a argument. It was a heated discussion.
By the way, this has gone out to the audience, so tell us who you agree with at the
fine.
end, Ryan or Yasmin. All right?
Yeah. So, and I want to hear your opinion as well. So, it started off normal. She said, "Oh, I'm having a banana. Do you want to share half the banana?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, great, for breakfast." So I just made my porridge, and then she comes up. She's taken her half of the banana, and then she goes, "Oh, do you want it chopped banana?" I'm like, "Yeah, fine, whatever." She then goes to start chopping the banana and putting it in my porridge, and I was like, "What are you doing? Get that banana away from my porridge." And she goes, "I thought you wanted half the banana, chopped banana." And I was like, "Yeah, I want half the banana, but I do not want it in my porridge." And she went crazy, saying how ridiculous that was and how weird I was for not wanting banana in my porridge. I mean, I wanted the banana, I just don't want it in the porridge. Is that weird?
I'm with Yasmin on this one.
Oh, you're...
But I understand your argument because you didn't specify.
You've ruined the rest of my... Once she hears this, I will not hear the end of it now. You bastard.
But to be fair, I understand your argument because it's the sort of thing I would argue about as well. It's completely unimportant and definitely worth arguing about. But I guess having a banana in your porridge is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And if I also get why you're like, look, I want him to eat the banana straight. But if you're making porridge and someone has a banana, they go, "Do you want half a banana?" And then they chop it up and put it in your porridge, it's totally acceptable because you're having porridge and banana goes totally fine in porridge. Had you... I don't know. I mean, yeah.
I'm not a banana in my porridge fan.
Okay.
I like plain porridge. Right. I'll put nuts in it, maybe a bit of honey, but I kind of like it almost like it's gruel.
Really? Okay.
Oliver Twist style.
So, what's your porridge setup like? Because the porridge is a big debate in my house. Like, Pamela fucking hates porridge. She refuses to eat it.
Well, I like... Okay, go on.
No, you go. You explain your porridge setup.
So our porridge setup is we have it either with water or what's it called? Not coconut milk. Yeah, either coconut milk or almond milk. Not real milk. But Yasmin puts all this other stuff in it as well. Yeah, like maca powder, mocha powder, this thing, that thing, chia seeds, and all this stuff. And I resent that. I don't like that.
Just loads of health dust, basically.
Oh, it's the health dust. That's what it is. The magic health dust. That's what she puts in.
Just bags of stuff. It's like, it's healthy. Is it? Is it really? It's green powder.
Yeah, like, in a bag. It's that stuff. There's that oregano powder that kind of tastes like orange, but not really. And it dries all the porridge up. Yeah. Because I'm a wet porridge fan. I like it really sloppy. Okay. Not like hard.
With you on that.
You know, like... So I'm that kind of fan, and I don't mind nuts in it because I'm meant to have three almonds? No, Brazil nuts a day for selenium.
Stop you going bald.
Yeah, exactly. It's not fucking working. So it's not. You're clearly not having a Brazil nuts.
Absolutely not.
So she puts all this stuff in, which I don't like either because it dries it all up. And then she wants to go. Oh, do you want some? After the banana fiasco, I was like, no, I just want the banana on its own. She goes, you sure you don't want some berries in it? And I was like, I'm going to throw those berries out the window.
Okay, yeah. So I'm with you on the berry situation. I agree with that. And this is a guy who loves a berry, but don't ever put a berry. There's certain food that doesn't mix well. Warm, like berries are cold. Eat berries cold, or at room temperature.
Oh no, not a salad. Sorry, a fruit salad.
Yeah, but don't put them in a hot porridge because it's just weird. Like I've tried blueberry porridge before. And you're in the middle, and then you get this like kind of lukewarm blueberry burst, and not for me. It's just I can't be coping with that. So your porridge texture, you're gonna go for gloop, like sloppy gloop. But it's all mixed. It's all mixed in. Are you doing giant oats? Why are we talking about porridge? Are you doing giant oats or are you doing normal oats?
Because this podcast is for everyone. We cover everything.
Someone wrote the other day. Someone shared it and wrote a podcast where two guys talk literally about anything every day. And I'm like, yep, that's it. That's what you've all signed up for. Yeah. So what size oats are you using?
I don't know. This big.
No, but I mean, there's big rolled oats, and then there's like the regular shit. No,
it's the bigger ones.
Yeah, I like the bigger ones because they're always they've got like a velvety texture. The tiny ones are,
yeah. Oh.
There's a lot of porridge chat goes on in my house. Really, because Pamela refuses. She's like a child. She refuses to eat it. So I'll be like,
Oh
porridge
my
is really
God, I
good
love
for you. And
this.
she goes, oh, it just tastes like sick. And I'm like, it doesn't taste like sick at all. She's like, oh, it's the texture. I'm like, well, change the texture. You can have porridge in so many different ways. And she's like, oh, she just won't eat it, right? Whereas I love a bit of porridge, and I'm like you. I just have it basically standard with a little bit of honey in it. But sometimes when I'm feeling really fruity, I'll do a little bit of apple and cinnamon, bit of warm apple and cinnamon.
Oh no!
All right,
Oh my
warm
God!
apple and
Get
cinnamon.
out!
But my
shut
favorite
the front door. Get out the front door.
My favorite one is, if I'm really in the mood to make some fancy porridge, is I'll toast on the pan some sesame seed, pine nuts, not sesame seed, pine nuts with a bit of lemon curd. Oh, porridge, lemon curd, pine nuts. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. Yep.
Let's talk about. Okay, this will go back a bit because you might have had this at your school. Rice pudding.
Can't do rice pudding. It's cold. Don't understand.
Not even with a bit of strawberry jam.
I can't.
See, at
it's
school,
cold.
everyone hated rice. No, you warm rice pudding. Or I have it cold or hot. I don't mind. Rice pudding and semolina. I love both.
So I tried semolina 2 weeks ago because that was one of the things we bought as our panic station food. You know, let's buy some semolina.
Oh, your panic buy.
And I was like, is that not the disease you get from raw chicken?
That's salmonella.
Yeah, I know that. Now, I was like, fucking hell, they're canning that stuff.
You don't
now.
buy salmonella in the store.
But Pamela,
and if you did, it would be close to the eggs.
Yeah,
surely.
But Pamela bought that and another thing like that that's also got a stupid name.
Tapioca?
Yes. Both of them.
That's horrible. That's like eating frog spawn.
Oh, they were both disgusting. No,
semolina's nice, but tapioca's like frog spawn.
I'm just not eating. Yeah. I couldn't do either. The kids ate them, and I was just like, no. Rice pudding I can't do. I've tried. It's not something we ate in South Africa, so I didn't realize what it was until we came here. But my mom, right, when I do porridge, I'm not a dairy milk person.
No.
Doesn't agree with my gut, but mostly when I looked into it, I was like, it's the weirdest thing we do, and I'm not really high and mighty when it comes to things like that because I'd eat.
Apart from eating eggs.
Well, yeah, I'd eat it.
Weird.
Yeah. I'm not gonna suck from a cow's teeth, but I'll eat a chicken's period. You know? Why not?
There you go, guys.
Eggs, even when I realized what an egg was, I was like, it's all right. But the cow milk. Anyway, so I'm a coconut milk guy. I used to do almond milk. Anyway, coconut milk, and mix it right in there. Everything must be mixed in. This is how my mom has porridge. All right, mental. Oats in a pot with water. Cooks it with water and a bit of salt. All right. Comes out.
That's proper old school.
Quite thick, like quite dense. Ugh. Fucks it into the bottom of her bowl.
Nah.
Wait for it. And then she pours cold milk around it, like a moat. And the whole lump of porridge sort of floats, and you can turn it round in the moat of milk.
Have you ever seen
It's disgusting.
the film
It's disgusting.
The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy?
No.
80s film.
No.
Basically, I think he's a cop, and he has to go out to Tibet and pick up this kid who is like a golden child, unsurprisingly. And at some point, they basically feed him porridge. And when this is, anyone who's seen it will know this bit, you dip the spoon in the porridge and it's all got this like human blood in it or something. That is what your mum's porridge reminds me of.
Yeah.
You can Google that. It's a horrible part of the film.
Yeah, dear mom, don't make ram porridge anymore.
Yeah,
especially
with human blood.
It's rich. But you know what? That is how I ate porridge as a kid. I knew nothing else. See the amount of things, right, that I've realized over the years, and I'm just like, wow, isn't it mad? The stuff you will blindly argue because that's what your parents did, and you're like, no, that's how you do that. And then someone goes, actually, you can do this, and you're like, and now it's like, oh, okay. As an adult, I can do things how I want to do stuff. It's very, it's very odd. Yeah,
actually, I'm trying.
Porridge is a great example.
Some of the stuff that my mum did, where like, she used to put Marmite on Weetabix, like peanut butter, butter and Marmite on Weetabix, like just straight and just eat it like that.
Sorry. The Weetabix is just straight out of the box, like just dry,
straight out of the box. Stuff some stuff.
Butter and Marmite on a dry Weetabix.
Yeah.
Goodness me. That's horrible. That is actually quite horrible.
I mean, apparently that was normal, but even I drew the line at that. I mean, that's worse than putting frickin' banana in your porridge.
Yeah, my dad was a sardine
and again,
on toast guy.
I love Weetabix. Whoa.
Sardines on toast. Actually, he would just eat little fish out of a tin if he could. Horrible.
Oh, it's just a different era, isn't it?
Yeah, man. It's like in school in South Africa, kids used to eat fish paste all the time. You ever had fish paste?
What, like just walking around instead of chewing gum?
No, in a sandwich.
I don't really eat fish. No, I don't really eat
There's
fish.
little jars. I don't even know if you get them here.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Actually, most disgusting
but isn't that
thing.
Because that was South Africa and that was like actually a delicacy.
Excuse me. Do not chat to me about seafood. South African seafood's incredible. When we went back for our anniversary, and I took Pamela down. We went to one of the small like harbors where like the fishermen literally bring the fish into a massive concrete bucket and attack it with a hatchet, and you just buy it off them. We used to go down when we were kids and get like these fish called yellowtail and kabeljau and snook and all these big like Atlantic
They
Ocean
just sound
fish.
like characters from Star Wars.
They do, don't they? They do. That's what you think. All of them with a big long stick and a cloak, just standing in the mountains.
And a lightsaber.
But and like calamari and stuff. I grew up eating calamari. When I still struggle to find decent calamari here because it's like thin little rings. When South Africa gets big chunks of it. Anyway, fish paste was absolutely vile. So the other day, Pamela, right? If you can see the face I'm putting right now.
That looks exactly like Pamela when she's not happy.
Well, I hope not. The other day, I was like, what do we have for dinner? We ran out of our main stuff, and I was like, look, I'll go to the butcher's tomorrow and get a few bits and pieces. There's a butcher bakery down the road, so she was like, I'll just do pesto pasta. And I was like, all right, fine. So she rocks on the pesto pasta, and she's like, I've only got this pink pesto pasta sauce. And I was like, what?
Pink pesto pasta.
So she shows me it, and it's this like jar of, I don't know, like caramelized onion pesto and some smoky flavor to it. I took a little taste out of the jar. Tasted fine. I was like, yeah, fine, whatever, cool with me. Throw it in a pot. So she throws it in a pot with the pasta, but oh my goodness, she had, I don't know what the kind of pasta is, but it's tight, curly pasta. Like like pink.
Penne.
No, penne is the long strips, man. Like a tube.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, is it tagliatelle?
No. That's like long, flat.
Mussolini.
No, it's not Mussolini. No, a bowl of Mussolini, please, over here. Thanks, folks. Jesus. Put a bit of salmonella on that. No, it was. I don't know what it was, but it was like it looked like macaroni cheese. It was that kind of.
Yeah.
It was thin, thick, curly little things, and then she cooked it in this pink sauce. And I mean pink sauce. And I came downstairs after my shower, and she gives me my bowl, and I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, okay. And then I stuck my fork in, and I went like this. And then I lifted it out, and I put a mouthful in, and then looked at the bowl as I was chewing it. And I swear to God, it looked like a brain. An actual brain. And
I think it's called rotini, by the way.
Okay.
I've just looked it up. What's disturbing about this is I put in twirly pasta into Google. The first thing it shows me is penis pasta.
It was not that, because we gave it to the kids. So.
No.
So I looked at it and thought brain, and also thought raw mince. Imagine what raw mince meat looks like, right?
Yeah,
but
I
mostly
do.
brain.
I know that.
And then I thought about the show that Pamela watches on TV, where it's like some girl gets killed and then is a zombie. I think it might be called iZombie or something like that. And she's a zombie, and she has to, but she realizes she can still live, and no one knows she's a zombie, but as long as she just keeps eating people's brains. And the whole thing is they have to kill people, and not let people know, and she eats their brains. All right?
Oh, okay, that sounds lovely.
But as I stuck my fork in, and I went, and then I stuck it in my mouth, and then looked at it, and I nearly just vomited directly in Pamela's face. I nearly projectile. I was just like, and then I had to just spit the stuff into the bin, and I just give it to her. I was like, I'm sorry, but I can't eat that. And she goes, why? And I was like, looks like a brain. And she was like, that is unreasonable. Just eat it. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I can't. See when I do things like that, I just, once that's in my head, I'm like, I can't eat the brain. So then the kids are loving it. I said to the kids, I don't know how you're eating that. It looks like a brain. And Katie goes, it looks like loads of little pigs' tails. And I was like, that's equally as weird.
Yeah. Equally as weird. I don't know about
It was
that.
horrible, dude. It was absolutely disgusting.
Yasmin and I, when we were in the States, she took me to this like super fancy restaurant, and it had lots of like weird food. You know, whether you go like bison brain, and like all that kind of weird stuff, like weird parts of an animal.
Yeah.
And I was not. I'm quite a plain food person. I don't really like going too weird and high end, that kind of stuff. And I one thing on the menu though, it said head cheese, and I was like, well, it's cheese.
Head cheese,
isn't it? That's amazing. And they came over and he explained what it was, and it was almost like my brain just put white noise on when it started hearing stuff it didn't like.
Vegetables.
and he went, yeah, it's this, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, head cheese, awesome, I love cheese. And when we get it, it's not cheese, it's literally like brain, and it was honestly the most disgusting thing I've ever
so
eaten.
why is it called head
brain.
Why is it called head cheese?
Because it's like, well, it's basically, as far as I remember, trying to cut through the white noise that I blanked out in pure terror, was it's just lots of different parts of the brain all mashed together in this and put on this little toasty type thing.
Okay.
And it's just, it was vile. Yeah. And that was one of their delicacies. And we never went back there. I don't know where it was. It's this place in the States, and Yasmin thought it'd be a nice night out. I can't do that. All that weird food stuff. Thanks. I'd rather eat a cheese toasty. Thanks very much.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I tend to be like, there's certain things I can cope with and certain things I can't. Like, this is ridiculous, it took me years. Only in the last 3 years have I started eating peppers. Peppers.
What?
Peppers.
What, like green and red and yellow peppers and stuff?
I just couldn't. But like...
Oh, do you know what, actually, a quick question on this. Uh-huh. Do you eat olives? Because that will prove if you're a real adult or not.
I can't eat olives.
You're not an adult.
Pamela eats them.
Nah.
Can't eat olives.
I could eat them for days. Can't eat the black ones.
Salty snot.
Like the green ones.
No thanks.
No, absolutely
I just can't. I can't do olives at all.
Yeah.
But like, what like mushrooms? As a kid, I hated mushrooms, and now I will eat bowls of mushrooms, cooked all sorts of ways.
Yeah, I'm getting more used to mushrooms.
Absolutely love them.
I used to hate them.
Like, I would just like cook a bowl of them and eat them.
But do you want to know something? Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever had this, talking about things that I used to not like and now I like. The other day, like, Yasmin and I do this. We have Abel and Cole. So basically, they deliver like fruit and veg once a week.
Okay.
Like all organic stuff. And obviously at the moment, because everything's hard to get hold of, and lots of people are doing an online delivery thing, they're kind of, you used to be able to choose what you get, but now they're just like, here's a box,
yeah.
and you just get what you're given. And the other week we got kale, and we keep on getting kale. And Yasmin did this thing. It was crispy kale.
Oh, so good, isn't it?
It was literally the best thing I've ever had. And I was like, how has no one ever told me this before? She I don't know how she did, put it in the oven, it went crispy, and then put like, I think it was salt and vinegar and just like, like the kind of sauce that you put on like a salad, like a vinaigrette kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was literally the best thing I've ever had. It was like, forget popcorn, forget Pringles. Yeah. This is where it's at.
Yeah. Do you know what's good on crispy kale? Crispy kale with the vinaigrette, a little egg.
Yeah. Oh, you have to ruin it, don't you?
I love kale. We eat a lot of kale, oddly.
Yeah. Because I've heard, because a lot of people don't like it.
I don't understand not liking kale. It hasn't got a distinct enough flavour for you not to like it.
But it's one of those things where I think that it's not that nice, but if you put vinaigrette and make them crispy, it's like there is no reason not to like this.
Yeah, but it is. It's funny that it's like my son hates courgette, and I'm like, well, how can you hate courgette? There's literally nothing to it, fella. Like there's nothing to it. Like yesterday,
I think it's a texture thing though. Yeah, that's what I find with a lot of food.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Rather than
when I was like a kid, I think a lot of the stuff that I didn't eat. No offense, Mom, but I think it was the way in which they cooked.
You put that slop together.
Yeah, kind of, but not not her fault. It's just I think we're in a pretty cool food era, like our age, where there's a lot of experimentation going on with food. And there's a lot of stuff. Like, my dad was as I was growing up, he was the king of eggs, right? Just that man could cook an egg, right? What's Dave good at? Cooking that man's eggs. Jesus.
Dave Osborne.
Oh, Dave Osborne and his
Cooker
eggs.
of eggs.
Yeah. Family man, egg man, and used to go around and he would just cook a good egg, right? But now, like Pamela and I have our eggs, like we'll do them like not. He would have just cooked them sunny side up, but he would have nailed it because he was like lid on it, steam it, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. We flip our eggs, but we have them really really soft in the middle. But we cook them with salt, pepper, garlic, and chili flakes. And like, that's not how I ate eggs as a kid. So I'm just using that as a real simple example of like, salt and pepper was like here, we're getting fancy today, guys. We're bringing the pepper out. Whereas like, and it was just from a grinder. Whereas like, we have a mortar and like boxes. We're like pinching stuff out of boxes and sprinkling it from a height and shit like that. And we'll get.
Oh, do you do it down the elbow?
Yeah, like that. No, we just do.
I don't know why
just
that's. I keep
it.
on seeing people do that. I don't know what. It's a meme, isn't it? Where's it originally from, and why do people do it?
Some idiot did it in a fancy restaurant, surely, and that's where it's come from.
Yeah,
but it's just
and
like
then they put it online, did a tutorial video, and that was it.
Yeah,
Now
became a
everyone's
food
doing
cooking tutorial. But I think it's just because of that. Like even mushrooms as a kid, I never ate mushrooms because they'd tended to have been boiled. You know, whereas like when we do mushrooms now, we'll do them with like garlic and like Italian herbs and a bit of pepper and no salt because it dries them out. And we'll cook them different. Sometimes it's a skewer on a barbecue, sometimes it's in a pan. And I think it's just because there was a lot of things.
More time on our hands.
Yeah, it was the same as green beans. Hated green beans as a kid.
Well, they're unnecessary
because they were boiled
why would you have them?
and they were like sloppy. Whereas now we have green beans pretty much al dente, and they're freaking delish. I love green beans.
I have to say, I don't. God rest her soul. I don't think my mum was that great a cook. Really, she was all right. She did her best. No,
but I think it was just that
a lot of stuff.
Do you think it was just that, like that era? Like they didn't.
Well, no, because the thing is, once I met Yasmin, her mum is an amazing cook, as is Yasmin. And up until that point, my mum was never really that into food or really, it was functional. Yeah. Well, not very good at cooking, and you had to eat to survive. So when I met Yasmin, she loved cooking. Her mum's an amazing cook. She's German. The stuff she produces is incredible. And it wasn't until I met her, so it was at 2005, that I actually started to enjoy food in a completely different way that I never had done before. Yeah. And it blew my mind because I was like, oh, like I can't think of an example now, but she'd cook something, I'd be like, I'm not too sure about that. And then she'd go, I'll give it a go. And because I'm an adult now, I do things like go, instead of just cry and throw my food on the floor, I'll give it a go. I'll try it and go, oh, that's not how I remember. I imagined that tasting, not how I remembered it tasting. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. And that's when I started eating olives and like mushrooms and stuff, because they don't literally just taste like you've taken them out of the ground, boiled them, and then thrown them at your child.
Yeah, exactly.
Said, if you don't eat this, you're not playing computer games.
You can't leave that table until it's eaten. And you're like,
yeah, exactly.
But you're right, man. So you're right. Because people wind me up in my house about not eating tomato because I don't eat a lot of tomato, and everyone's like, sure, Dylan doesn't eat tomato, and I'm like, I do eat tomato. I just don't cut thick chunks of it and put it in a fucking cheese sandwich. I eat it at certain things. I'll eat a tomato with my breakfast. I'll eat sun-dried tomatoes sometimes on a pizza. I'm just like my mom, when we go around for a barbecue, she'll have this she'll just cut up like cherry tomatoes and people will eat them raw. But she also eats raw cauliflower in dip. So cauliflower and carrot and broccoli, they just dip it in. I'm like, what are we doing?
Oh no, folks? Carrot is okay.
Carrot's fine. But I mean like
in hummus or something.
Yeah,
or,
but they'll dip just a bit of raw. I'm like, I love cauliflower, but it's not nice raw.
Nah. I said my girlfriend when I was at school, she was Italian or half Italian. She used to eat tomatoes like you would an apple. Yeah. Insane. Yeah. Never got that.
I don't get that either.
Never understood that.
On that, actually.
So anyway, we're almost at the end now, but I thought just before we end, I thought we could play. I had not an idea, but I saw this thing and I thought, I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay. So, would you rather swim 300 meters through shit or dead bodies?
Oh, I fucking hate games like this. I mean, obviously, fuck's sake! I hate things like this. All right, this is going back to episodes ago when we talked about how I hate playing games that don't matter.
No,
Because
but
it's like-
this is an essential question.
It's not
If
though.
we-
It's
if
not
we
an
are in-
essential question.
We are.
It's not though. It's no point that's going to be my decision because there's always going to be fuck it. Doesn't it?
Okay,
neither of
okay.
it matters.
This might
But
be
if
a
I had
decision
to,
then.
probably shit.
Okay. Would you rather have free Wi-Fi and data wherever you go, or free coffee where and wherever you want,
Free Wi-Fi.
rather than free coffee?
Yeah. But it would have to be
Okay.
good Wi-Fi. Like it never load. Just always be there. Just
Yeah,
bang.
okay.
Everywhere I go.
Yeah,
free
because
Wi-Fi.
that could be like really good Wi-Fi or Nescafe.
Yeah, I'd rather pay for coffee and have guaranteed good Wi-Fi. And thinking back,
Okay,
I'd probably, if I thought about the thing, I'd probably go for. Depends what the dead bodies were as well. Like I immediately when you said dead bodies, I went for mutilated bodies. So just loads of like, but it could have just been hundreds of people that just had a heart attack. In which case, maybe wade through
Sure,
that.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
just a bit of
Okay,
logic
there was
there.
another one on here
Yeah,
which I thought was pretty good.
Go for it.
Oh, would you?
Would you rather?
Hang on. Would you rather? Where was it? So this is a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather eat your dead friend or kill your dog and eat it when you're marooned on a lonely island? A lonely island, not a
Yeah, not just
castaway island.
Yeah. Hold on.
A lonely island.
Would you rather? Would I rather eat my dead
So
friend
right, basically,
or kill a dog?
Your friend, your friend is dead, so you can eat him because like he died of whatever. Or you have to kill your still alive dog and eat that instead of your dead friend.
But they're both in the same location, so it's not like would you rather eat
Yeah.
your dead friend now?
You're
Randomly?
looking at your dead friend.
You're on an island,
and then you're looking
you have a
at your-
dog who's
your dog.
alive, and you have a dead friend.
Yeah, yeah.
Would I rather eat
Would
my
you kill?
dead friend?
Would you eat the friend, or
I think
kill
I'd
the dog
rather
and eat
kill
that?
the dog and eat the dog. I'm just not for eating humans.
Yeah, apparently they taste like chicken though, so I don't know.
I just don't think you should eat your own species. You know,
Yeah, it's a hard one, isn't it? Really? Anyway.
I'm never gonna come up against that because I'll have free
Okay,
Wi-Fi.
here's one you may come up against. Would
Yeah.
you rather skinny dip with a classmate or a stranger?
A classmate or a stranger? Stranger. I wouldn't be
what I was
wildly
thinking.
bothered about skinny dipping with anyone.
Would you rather skinny dip with Marcus the barber or a stranger?
Was Marcus going to be playing with my hair the whole time?
Yeah,
Stranger.
from behind
Stranger.
in the hot tub.
Because then there's yeah. If you're skinny dipping, there's no hiding emotions there, guys.
I think that's where we end it. This has been episode 39, I think, isn't it? Yeah, 39.
Just to close it off, though, next time you eat an
Yeah.
apple, because you mentioned eating a tomato like an apple. Next
Yeah,
time
yeah.
you eat an apple, eat it from the bottom.
What?
Eat the apple from the bottom, and you'll eat the whole apple and just be left with the stick. I swear to God, it's insane. Most
Is it
people
weird?
eat an apple round and are left with a whole core, but if you just first bite, just go for it, bite the whole bottom off the apple, then just keep eating normally, you'll find that you eat the entire apple and you'll just be left with a stick, but at the end you'll be like, I've been wasting like 30% of an apple every single time my entire life. Someone did that to me once and I was like, mind blown.
But to be fair, though, apple does have arsenic in it.
Sorry, what's the...
That's a deadly substance.
Yeah,
I think it's arsenic.
Yeah, but who was
And
the
it's in
last
the
person
pips.
that died from an apple?
Michael?
Who?
You know, Michael. He
Eat
was
your
in the
apples,
news.
folks. And don't die from arsenic poisoning.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you later.
Over?
And out. I'm not sure if it's cool or lame to say it like that, but you know? But there you
Oh,
go.
you know what is? You know, to be fair, just quickly, it's cool because if you watched any of what the BBC did last night on that big night in, you can do anything now, and it's better than any of that.
Do you know, it's funny that whole traditional media hopping on social media thing. generally.
Do you know what I thought
Should
was
we
really
do a whole
interesting?
episode about
Oh,
that?
let's do this tomorrow. Let's do a whole
We'll
see you
episode
tomorrow
about
for
this.
episode 40 where we destroy the BBC.
Well,
Traditional media.